Boot up the stream, grab your snack and noodle. Here comes the queen, kid and caboodle. Wi-Fi blazing, wig on tilt. More drama than a soap opera quilt. Kit logs on in a sparkly robe, sipping iced tea like she runs the globe. Drops more truth than a psychic at noon, with a cat named Taco and a raccoon named Boom. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, Wi-Fi warrior, clickbait mover, shaking up the algorithm like a smoothie blender. Watch out, troll, she's a copyright sender. Hot shit YouTuber, talking tea with a pink ring light aura. Yeah. She reviews shampoo and ghost hunts too. Caught Bigfoot slipping in a Gucci shoe. Unboxes snacks, talks haunted dolls, and drops a diss track on bathroom stalls. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Hashtag queen, thumbnail smoother, dancing in a studio with a llama on her head. Uploading content even while in bed. Hot shit YouTuber. Even aliens subscribe, that's no rumor. Yeah. She vlogs in Walmart, midnight mission. Caught in aisle 9 with divine precision. Mic in hand, she interviews cheese. Sir, you aware you're lactose free? Goes live while baking glitter pies. Starts a feud with ducks, no lies. Reacts to Karen's, paints her Jeep, and once went viral yelling sheep don't sleep. Kitten caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Ring light blazing, sassy maneuver. Bans a troll while dancing to chair. Then sells merch made from her own hair. Hot shit YouTuber. Even her outro has a blooper. Yeah. She taught a goose to play Fortnite. Hosted a seance on Tuesday night. Got possessed midstream. Ate a burrito. Still hit upload. Respect amigo. Now Netflix calls and brands want to collab, but Kit just vlogged from her glittery cab. She's not here for clout or fame. She's here to win the YouTube Hunger Games. Kitten caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Lights, camera, chaotic humor. She'll roast your comments and send a prayer while flossing in boots with electric hair. Hot shit YouTuber. Cue the outro. She's gone lunar.
Sorry. Oh my god. Hi all. Here but observing only unless someone starts on my hand. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate the new YouTube live format. You can do it different. That's what Patty Sturgis says. Okay guys, you know what? I need your opinion, man. Kaylee's family is pissed. I really want your guys' honest opinion. What is that noise? Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay. I'm losing my freaking mind. Okay. I don't know. Okay. We were looking through the pictures yesterday, the crime scene pics, right? They were redacted, but I guess not that well. But you know what? I don't go zooming in on the shit to go look for shit, okay? Because I ain't sick like that, right? Right? I'm not going to zoom in and like look in light bulbs, but obviously people are doing that because people are sick and they can't help themselves and they put it all over the internet. That's the internet. And the family, Kaylee's family, I don't know what to think, Fairfield, but it's about transparency, right? And I was interested in the crime scene pics so I could see, the layout and all that. I did not look at them for the gore of it. Okay? I did not look for the gore of it. Okay? That's not me. But hold on a minute. My TV has nothing but background and tiny kit. My phone has regular live chat. Sitting down. You want to come up here? Oh my god. If anybody wants to come up, they can come up. Hey homie, what's up? What's up on Kip? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, hold on. I got to bring something up to you. I'm going to call out Nancy Grace too. Okay. because Steve Gonzalez and who's the other one? I don't know. Well, Kaylee's family talked to Nancy Grace about this. Okay, we're going to look at what they said. Okay, on their Facebook, we're going to listen what they said to Nancy Grace and Nancy Grace. I tell you, Nancy Grace. I like Nancy. A lot of people don't like Nancy, but come on, Nancy. The way you are sucking up to them, oh my God. Oh, you don't want my muff. Okay. Okay. Because looky here. Do you know how many cases out there, high profile, everybody gets the crime scene photos? Hold on. Oh, I was going to talk about that little boy too. Let me put this up here. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. I'm trying to grab something here, guys. All right, this is a lot here. All right. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, let's see it. Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on. Is this the one we want? What is it today? Is this the one I want? Hold on a minute. Did he take that down? What is the date today? Did he take it down? Hold on, I'm thinking. Let's see. My family and I been through a grueling couple days, and we are deeply grateful for your support. We choose not to engage with the negativity we encounter daily. However, when we saw Kaylee Schmurder being defended repeatedly on conspiracies grow, we felt compelled to share the truth. Okay, this ain't the one I'm looking for, but let's read it. Unfortunately, this led to our being viciously attacked along with the dark side of crime. The content creator we shared recently. Some of you may have seen some of the disgusting individuals making comments. Some even made more ugly content regarding our stance. See, you got to quit watching these people. Okay. This will not stop me, though. I will continue to fight for Kaylee and advocate for the truth. It is incomprehensible. Principle. Say that big word for me, J13. The people want to defend inmate, blah, 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 blah. Kaylee's my daughter. I gave birth to her. Steve and I went to ultrasounds and waited anxiously for her to be born. We held her so close and loved her with everything in our heart and our entire beings. I'm sorry, where am I? We promised to always protect her and keep her safe, and we will never stop doing that. We would never, ever allow an innocent person go to prison for taking Kaylee's life, while the active perpetrator remains free. We would be screaming at the rooftop of our lungs, screaming at the top of our lungs. No one would be able to shut us up. We are not blind. We are not deaf, and we are not stupid. With all that being said, I'd like to share another fabulous content creator. In this video, she shows an interesting spin that people can do to pictures to cause questions and controversy. We have actually watched her for many years. She gave us hope through the years and some good laughs as well. I hope you take a moment and give her a watch. Okay. All right. That ain't the one I wanted, but hey, it was up there and I read it. They took it down. They took down their. I thought it was a post. They took it down. They talked to Nancy instead. 23rd? What's the 23rd? Oh, the date. The date. Hi, Christina Bell. I hope your son's okay. We are going to go to the article, the newspaper article. Then we're going to get to Nancy Grace. That's a big word for me. That's a big word. All right, so here's the Idaho Statesman. And they left a comment to them. Idaho State Police released thousands of new crime scene photos this week from the 2022 murder of the 4 Idaho students, only to take them down hours later. Kohberger, 31, was sentenced in July after pleading guilty of 4 counts of first-degree murder of Kaylee, Madison, Ethan, and... Hold on a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Xana. I'm sorry. Okay, that was on November 13th. Since then, the Idaho State Police have released 5 batches of documents and the images to public in 2025. Tuesday morning, the IPS made a 6th volume of records public that included nearly 2,800 images taken by law enforcement. Many of those photos were graphic and included blood and floors and walls and sheets. I say nothing graphic, okay? It could be disturbing to people, in my opinion, right? Some people might find this disturbing. Okay, that's my opinion though, right? And that's why I give warnings, okay? The agency removed the photos from the website Tuesday night. Idaho State Police spokesperson Eric Snell said to the Idaho Statements that the pictures were temporarily removed to further review after questions were raised to ensure the appropriate balance between privacy concerns and public transparency. The review might have been triggered by members of the public pointing out in at least one of the photos a small portion of the victim body was visible. Okay, so this is what I've seen. Over on Reddit, good old Reddit, you got people zooming in on everything. And I went and looked to see what these fools were doing. And so they're zooming in on light bulbs, okay, that show 2 of the victims. I'm not even gonna, should I be careful? I mean, it's reality of Maddie and Kaylee. It's so sad, right? And there was a little tiny bit of, I don't know, it was Xana or Ethan's head, just a small frame. But that's what was out there, okay? Now, mind you, I do want to say this. We are getting Wade Wilson crime scene pics, right? There's over 40,000 pics. Crime scene pics. They're going to be put out there in public. It happens. I'm just saying. I don't know what I would do if I was in there producing. Honestly, I don't know. Okay. The photos will be reissued. Okay, this is what the family says. Snell said the agency understands concerns of the nature of the images, but decided to release them after receiving a large volume of public record requests. seeking the photos. Gonzalez wrote on their family Facebook page that by the time officials notified them of the newest release, the photos were already posted and public. This is what they took down. This was not on their Facebook no more. Murder isn't entertainment, and crime scene photos aren't content. In addition, we know so many of you armchair detectives will turn this into your show, profits, zooming into things, analyzing blood splatter, suggesting that things just don't add up, yada, yada, yada. It's disrespectful and gross. Idaho State Police redacted the photos in accordance with the Idaho Public Records Act and the law. Despite the need for a second review, Idaho State Police followed second Judicial District Judge Megan Marshall October ruling that the city of Moscow must redact photos, any portion of the bodies, descendants, or blood immediately surrounding them. The redactions requirement was won after the 4 victims' families took the issue to court. Marshall ruled that the public's legal right to know meant that the government could still release the photos, but not without reviewing and redacting certain scenes and images. There's little to be gained by the public in seeing the descendants' bodies, the blood-soaked sheets, blood splatter, or death scene, Marshall said in her written opinion, whereas the dissemination of these images across the internet and in public spheres were plaintiffs may come upon them by mishapment as already occurred, causing them extreme emotional distress and unwarranted invasion of privacy. I don't know what to say, people. I'm conflicted. You can't stop this. I'm just saying, you can't stop this. It's a horrible thing, yeah. I understand the bodies. We don't need to see that. No, absolutely not. What do you guys think? Anybody got a comment or not? Anybody got a comment? Anybody? Any 5 of you people here? Do you have a comment? I get where they're coming from, but it's the unfortunate byproduct of the case. It's never going to end. It's never going to end. Such a high-profile case. Yeah. Okay, let's get to Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace talks to the dad. A lot of people don't like Nancy. I like Nancy, but Nancy, the nonsense you talk on this thing, yeah, you'll see why. You'll see what I mean, people. Let's listen.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
You want to advance your education, but not on a traditional path.
A 5-year price guarantee, 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes issues.
Code podcast for $10 off your first order now at orthofeet.com.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Hell pics. Pictures straight from hell. Horrific photos from inside the brutal Idaho murders of 4 beautiful young University of Idaho students. Why were those photos leaked on the Idaho State Police website and then quickly scrubbed away. Hello, everybody saw it. This after Brian Koberger slaughters innocent students, the parents sue. Do you blame them? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. Inside the Brian Koberger murder scene, the truth of what happened that night when 4 beautiful University of Idaho students were slaughtered in their own.
Did everybody forget what Nancy Grace did in the beginning of this case? Does anybody remember what she did? Do you like Nancy? I like Nancy too. I completely understand what they are saying. But they are out there, people are curious, and they're going to look them up. I know. Yes, Nancy. Nancy Grace.
Beds.
This would have been a bloodbath where they were killed.
Now the family that's still dealing with the brutal murder of their children are having to take on a fight so these vile photos are not released. What in the hay? Haven't the victims' families been through enough? I cannot imagine. Last night, under immense pressure for our program to show the photos, I looked at them. I had to get on the phone with our investigative reporter, Dave Mack, and actually broke down and cried looking at these photos. And there is no way in HELL that we're going to go along with leaked photos that just destroy the families. I saw only one probative photo of what was leaked. The rest was just gore. One probative photo that actually meant something, that proved something, and that was the location of the knife sheath. Joining me right now, 2 very special guests, the parents of the beautiful Kaylee Gonsalves. Thank you to both of you for being with us. It means so much that at this moment, when you are under siege again,
Under siege.
that you take time to be with us tonight. So thank you.
Thank you.
I've got so much to talk to you about. Of course, Brian Koberger's sister does a New York Times article whining about how hurt she is and the pain her family's going through. Really? But before I get to her.
Okay, Nancy.
What?
You guys, what would you do if your brother or your sister did something like this?
About these photos. When did you, now this is what we're learning, Christy. We are learning that the Idaho State Police put these on their website and then quickly went ruh-roh and scrubbed the whole thing. They were leaked onto the website. What happened when you first learned the?
They were not leaked. Do your investigating there, Nancy Grace. They weren't leaked.
These pictures from hell had been released.
Well, actually, one of the Idaho State Police detectives called Olivia and told her that the photos were coming out, and they were a different entity as the other ones were that were underneath the order that the Laramie's and the Chapins won, being able to not show bodies or blood. And these were going to be a little different. The bodies were going to be redacted, but the crime scene was going to be pretty evident. So this entity called Olivia. By the time she got off the phone, she was calling me in a panic and telling me that they were coming out, and they were out. They were already on the website. Olivia is pretty adamant about, viewing things and wants to know what's out there. She doesn't just want to come upon something and be surprised. So somewhere along the line, it was very apparent that there were 3 pictures that showed the victims that did not get redacted, and it came down. It came down because there were.
So there were 3 pictures. And people, I see them. I did not go zooming in on, the pictures, but I seen, like I said, on Reddit, people were looking at light bulbs and mirrors, okay? And they're posting them. But you see, like, the girls' you see their head. Yeah, they see through. Yeah. And how are you, Amanda? Okay, let's get back to Nancy.
Or 3, but whoever had downloaded those in that time frame before, I don't know how long it was up, have those pictures of actual victims. So it's very sad.
This whole thing has turned into a profit-making enterprise. The day before, they told us that because somebody complained that did FOIA requests that the families were getting the photos at the same time, we no longer get the photos. We don't get any of the discovery from these images or anything that's been a FOIA request. They get it first, and then we can get it after them.
Did you see a photo with the students? I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but I don't have another way to say it. Did you see photos, crime scene photos, horrific, bloody crime scene photos with the victims' bodies in the photos? Did you see that?
Unfortunately, yes.
I don't understand why they can't ever do the right thing, Steve. They did not take this case to trial. They did not find out the truth. This was a death penalty case. If we're going to have the death penalty, this is it. They took a weak plea. We never learned the whole truth. They wouldn't do the right thing. And now they are buckling under to a FOIA request. But they don't even have the courtesy to give it to you first. When did they pick and choose when to follow the law?
Well,
yeah.
Just to the other family that ever goes through a case like this, just know they're gonna lie to you. They're gonna tell you in your weakest moment that if you just want to make it go away, just go along with the plea, just go along and all the stuff will go away. And I had legal counsel and they were like, that's not gonna go away, Steve. They're just lying to these families, trying to divide them so that they can get at least somebody to agree with what they're doing. And then that's all they need. Even though there's 4 victims and you can get a death penalty for 1, they wanted to break us apart to help their narrative. And we're still dealing with it.
All right. Can we look at chat? Yeah, that's doing well. Hope you're doing good. Since when, Nancy, do you choose your words carefully? Right? I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to see Xana. I wanted to see what DM saw. And DM needs glasses if she hadn't already gotten them. Oh, Dylan.
We're still dealing with it right now.
Well, I've got to tell you something, Mr. and Mrs. Gonsalves. After my fiance was murdered, I was a witness at the trial.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Every time Nancy brings up her fiance and her twins, it makes me laugh. I'm sorry. It does. I was going to share the link, but it won't let me. What the hell's going on around here? I'm trying to share the link to this. Well, so I'll just share the page.
I remember coming down off the witness stand. I had never been in a courtroom. I didn't know anything about the justice system at all. when I came off the witness stand, it was way high up by the judge's head. I came down, then there was a landing, then there were more steps to come down. And I walked out and I looked over and I saw a kid's bloody shirt. And I was just a young girl, but I will never forget that moment. I had not seen it. I didn't know about it. I knew what he was wearing that morning when he left. It was a denim shirt to go to his job at a construction site. But I had not did not see any of the evidence until I saw that, his bloody clothes lying on the counsel table. And that one moment has crystallized in my mind after all these years. So I don't know how you can even close your eyes and go to sleep at night after you've seen the crime scene photos that were leaked and then scrubbed on the police site. What did that do to you, Christy?
So, I chose to look very quickly. Unfortunately, sometimes it just gets me. Other times I'm no, but I was like, I gotta, and I did not look at a lot. I did not look, for long. I pretty much was out of there like quickly, but it's hard to unsee. And I knew that. I knew it would happen.
What about it, Steve?
I haven't seen very many. The ones that I've seen are just ones that my family wanted me to comment on if it was as bad as, basically showing me, like, I've seen the victims in body bags, things that they're not entertainment. I mean, they're for investigations. They're and if you're not going to have a trial, you really don't have the same investigation at that point. It's not a need to know. It's not the community, and you're not having a jury. So it's kind of frustrating that we're still doing it.
And we get a lot of heat over this because people say you guys are no different. It is very common for crime scene photos to come out.
Yes, it is.
I get that. I understand that. I feel bad for those families that their loved ones are out there and this has happened. But I just feel like times are changing, and what people do with those photos nowadays is what the real problem is. Blow them up on social media and analyze them and talk about them. It's not true crime anymore. It's troll crime, and that's where things are changing.
What the hell? I mean, really? Who are you watching? Who is she watching? I mean, come on now. Hi, Amber. How are you, girl?
And it has been for quite a while.
Troll crime. We're troll crime now. Troll crime.
They're making a profit off your dead loved ones, and that was going on.
They're relishing in it.
Yeah, and that was to a lesser extent before, but like your organization isn't showing them, you're not going to get that same kind of professionalism in some of these smaller true crime people.
Yeah.
You want to advance your education, but
That's what OrthoFeet is all about.
And I wrote a chapter called Blood Money, and I was so stunned that people got a hold of Nicole Brown's autopsy photos and were selling them.
Okay.
After I wrote that chapter, Blood Money.
I gotta get into it right now. All right. We didn't see anybody's autopsy photos here. But Nancy Grace, she forgets on her own damn website. Oh, let me put up a trigger thing, just in case. Just in case, people. Hold on. Gotta put this up here. All right. All right, I'm gonna just show this real quick. There you go. There you go. Here we go. So on Nancy's website here, she forgets what she's got on her site. Okay, let's go there. We're going there. You can come here. She's got a library here. Crime scene pics. Okay, warning: graphic, horrific injuries. Graphic crime scene. Dylan. Let's see. Who else? Children's wore rosary necklaces. Father murdered. Entire family and dog. Hotel clips of this murder. Kelsey Barris murder, Jeffrey Dahmer. You got the Manson family. You got Ted Bundy. Look at Jodi Arias. Come on. Look at. And I see bloody ones in here, Nancy. I seen bloody ones in here. Ooh, look at, OG crime scene pics. Let's look. Did she take those down right away? Did she take, look at what Nancy put up. Yep, she sure did. She should not be talking. Okay? Because this is on her website. All right? Hold on a minute. Kind of funny she talked about that. And then look at we popped in and okay, here also. Yes. What? She's gonna scrub her internet. She's gonna scrub on her chat or on her website all these nasty pictures she has. So you get the Ted Bundy crime scene photos also. Okay, you got the lady in the bed. You got his gear here that was in his trunk. See, look at Nancy. Come on now. See. Comments, anybody? Am I doing too much here? I mean, I was just listening to what the family was saying to Nancy Grace, and I was listening to how Nancy Grace is talking. I'm like, wait a minute. She has those type of pictures on her website, right? Showing to the world of these cases. These are all high profile. I mean, they go way back to Bundy. Right? Oh, there's a lot. There is a lot, but we're not going to go through them. But I've seen them all. They're out there. You could Google OJ Simpson crime scene pics, and they're there, right? If you wanted to see them. I don't know, guys. Let's get back to Nancy.
This cheap little, it was like a $200 laptop. It's like this big that I wrote the book on. When I finished that chapter, I had to look up so many ghoulish examples of what we're talking about right now. I swear I thought the computer had to be hanked, and I destroyed it because I had to write about people buying crime scene photos and scraps from a crime scene that were bloody and autopsy photos. It's just ghoulish. After you saw that,
Also, I want to say, Nancy, why do you have Ted Bundy's body after he was put to death? Why do you have a picture of him laying on the gurney? See, ain't she funny, guys? Ain't she funny? Stop it, Nancy Grace. Just stop it. Let's continue.
How did that affect you? Because I still think back on that moment and I just saw a bloody shirt.
You know, I'm not sure if I've really been able to wrap my mind around it, honestly. I showed, I don't believe you've actually looked at them on your own. I showed Steve one, and it was one of the less graphic ones. And he was like, yeah. So unfortunately, I went there. And I deeply regret it. I knew I would.
I've got to tell you something I learned, the hard way. I'm very curious by nature, but when it comes to my fiance's murder, I've learned to control my curiosity, because I don't want any more nightmares or any more night terrors or sleepwalking or crying jags than I've already had. So I just, please know, you are in our thoughts and our prayers throughout this whole ordeal. And to put it up and then scrub it shows a certain degree of knowledge that you did the wrong thing. I want to talk to you now about another Koberger-related incident. Listen.
Now, Koberger's sister, her name, she goes by Mel, spoke to the New York Times. This piece was published on Wednesday, January 7th. The headline, "Her brother murdered 4 students. Now she's ready to talk." Well, I'm so happy that she now feels ready to tell her story. The readout in the online version says that Mel is going to talk about the Koberger families, their pain, their confusion. This thing happened the blink of an eye ago. And
who's talking? That ain't Nancy. Who the hell is that?
This piece is such a piece of journalistic malpractice. The interviewer, the guy's name is Mike Baker. He either does not know.
Let me say something. Let me tell you, these journalists, whoever the hell they are, they're being way too biased. Okay? Way too biased. How did Nancy get those photos? I'm sure the company got them. But still, I'm just saying, they're putting that out there for the public to see. How would you think O.J. Simpson's, Nicole's family would feel, or Ron Goldman's, family? How would they feel, Nancy? I'm just saying. I do want to see her husband that got killed. Let's go looky. Let's go to, I found the grave. I want to see when this happened. I'm being nosy. So he died in 1979. 1979. How old was he? That's young. Wow, he was young. Let's see here. He was born in Arkansas. Let's see. Hold on a minute. I heard something. I don't know if it's true. Hold on a minute. Interesting. Hold on. I'm going to look for something. Hold up. I don't know what to think right now. Okay, people are calling her out. I'm going to have to do more looking. Because they're saying, I've seen people saying that wasn't her fiance. And the family didn't even know who she was. I'm not going to go and say that, though, okay? I don't know. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's continue.
nor does he care to read in to the details of this case. But instead, we've got crap like this in the New York Times. Feel sorry for me. My brother is a homicidal maniac who snuffed out 4 young lives and seemed to enjoy doing it. And it looks like my mom was an accessory after the fact, just my opinion. But hey, we just want to re-enter polite society. Please, won't you help us? And the New York Times says, sure, why not?
That is our friend, Maureen Callahan, from her podcast, The Nerve. And boy, she hit the nail on the head. Really?
Come on.
Mel is whining to the New York Times, and they're printing their puff piece about her pain,
Why
and her
not?
family's pain.
Why not?
Okay, that's the time to keep your pie hole shut.
Come on now. Nancy, that's really, that's sad of you to say. You don't know how they're feeling. Can you imagine your loved one is the one that did something like this? Oh my God. I would hide too and not want to talk to anybody until I was ready. I like Nancy. She always acts like she's so much better than I know. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Right there. I would like your response to Kohberger's family whining about their pain.
I think it's just odd that they would. That's their first time they've chosen to speak out. Apparently they stand behind him, whether they believe the truth or not. But they've never spoken out for his innocence. They've never gone out there and said, my brother's innocent. He didn't do this. He would never do such a thing. But they come out and say, we're in this terrible situation. Our family is hurting and whatnot. And I don't doubt that their family is having some sort of confusion, pain. I don't. I'm sure that they are.
It doesn't even compare.
But it does not compare. At
Oh,
all.
jeez.
They could still talk.
See, it don't compare. They're all hurting. Every one of them.
To him. They could write to him. They could go visit him. He's still breathing.
My kids would be, if one of my kids did something like this, they would be dead to our family. We would not be supporting them, that we would not be. I tell all my kids, if you do something that atrocious, even like rape, something like that, where you overly go over somebody else as well, you're done. This family, we would never put up with that. And we're talking about an individual who's got like $30,000. So you gotta stand up and say the person's wrong, and then remove your support. Otherwise, you're condoning what he did, and you're embracing it, and you're rewarding him for that behavior. And that's why society has people like this, and we will continue to have people like this, because we haven't just cut the rope and said, you're done, you're dead. Even though you're alive, you're dead to us.
It's hard to put ourselves in their shoes, because a lot of people think that they could put themselves in our shoes and speak on behalf of how they would act, or they wouldn't have done what we did, or they would have done this and that and this and that. And until you're in these shoes, it's hard to really say what you're going to do. We think we know what we would do if the tables were reversed. So it is hard to actually know.
I just want to say, I find it really funny that Chronicles, Olivia, Chronicles of Olivia is with Kaylee's brother. They moved in together, the boyfriend and girlfriend and everything. I wonder if they realized what she did to families of missing children, what Olivia did to families of missing loved ones, especially the children. I mean, really, I'm just saying. But if it does happen, you'll be right beside them. Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
No, for sure, that's just our opinion of how we feel as a
Hey
family.
guys, Gonsalveses, you
Yes.
sitting down, you may need to lay down. Quotes from Melissa Koberger from the
my
New York
God.
Times.
Oh my
Brace
God.
yourself. I've always been a person who has spoken up for what was right. Okay, just right there. Screeching stop. If I ever had a reason to believe my brother did anything, I would have turned him in. Okay. It's confusing, it's painful, it's like being victimized, but not really being a victim. Okay. You're not a victim. You're not a victim, Melissa Koberger. The idea is making me so emotional, I can barely speak to you about it. It's human nature to be curious about darker things. That's how we keep ourselves safe. I think we should try to come together for a true crime culture. What? Come together for a true crime culture?
Okay, that
Now,
don't make sense.
wait. We're all so proud of him.
Okay, that don't make any kind of sense to me. I don't know what that girl's saying. I think that girl's on some shit. I'm just saying. She's lost her mind. No. Oh, shit.
Because he had overcome so much. It was a heart surrounded by vibrant colors that I had drawn for Brian.
See, this is so weird because the sister that she's talking about is the one that was a doctor, a psycho. Was she not a psychiatrist, psychotherapist?
And even if I could not be there in person. Okay, I stand up for what is right. She actually said that, Christy. She said that.
Yeah, I find it very hard to believe that she doesn't know the truth, unless in that situation that they are in, they just have a mental block that will not allow them to accept what he did.
She said in her own words, Brian, you're out at like 1, 2, and 3 in the morning.
Be careful running.
So if you know your brother's out, he has the same car, you've got a shared family Amazon account, you're seeing he has the weapon. So now he has the weapon, the car, and he's out around that time.
And he lives close.
Yeah, he's less than 10 miles away. Don't tell me you didn't know or you didn't think that he was a suspect. Or why didn't you tell him to go turn his car?
According to her, the family knew nothing. Listen.
Koberger's sister Mel saying her family had no idea her brother was a killer and reached out to warn him to be careful after the murders. Finally speaking out, she wants to talk about growing up with the killer.
No one wants to hear about growing up with Brian Koberger, but
Yeah,
this does not bode well for her.
Yeah, I do. I want to hear. I want to hear all of them talk. I just don't want to. I want to hear them all talk. Okay, he's the one that did this. They didn't. He did. Hey, 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 Jingleberry, how you doing? Oh my God, phone, stop it. All right, let's get back to Nancy.
Mental health care career. If she lived with a psycho killer her whole life and didn't notice anything was wrong. Okay, joining me right now, Dr. Bethany Marshall. She's a renowned psychologist out of the LA jurisdiction, author of Deal Breakers. You can see her on Peacock, and you can find her at drbethanymarshall.com. Dr. Bethany Marshall, I ask that you tread very lightly while the Gonsalves family is with us. But what is with this person? It's my understanding, and you investigative reporters Susan and Dave, jump in if I'm wrong, but she has a career in mental health care, and she lived with a
See, I haven't listened to this. So here we are. It starts out, we're talking about the pictures. Here we are now. Let's bash Brian Koberger's sister. She actually got strong enough to speak about this. I mean, come on now. Come on. Okay.
killer her whole life and didn't notice a thing?
Well,
that does not bode well.
Well, you know what? You know what? I bet they weren't together all the time. She went and did her education to become who she is, right? And then he did how many years of college himself, right? It's not like they were together, right? Oh God, I just can't.
There's so many reports about Brian Koberger that exposed the fact that he stalked, that the staff at the university had meetings about him. There were complaints about him. I'm sure he exhibited that same behavior at home. There's a term, the mask of sanity, when it comes to
maybe that was his norm to them. Who would think that their loved one would turn out to be a serial killer, right? I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm not sticking up for the girl because I was irritated with the family in the beginning because they would never talk. And now they're talking, or at least one of them is. So let's listen to what she has to say, right? No, you're going to make it so she don't ever want to speak again.
Psychopaths, meaning that they wear the mask of sanity. They pretend that they're more sane than they really are. But Brian Koberger did not pretend he was sane. It was apparent to everybody around him. Why not Mel? And the thing about Melissa, in order to be a therapist, you have to have profound empathy for others. In her interview, she expresses no empathy for the families of the victims.
Well, even giving the interview about her pain and her family's pain.
Maybe that's because maybe those are the questions that they asked her. You should know this, Nancy. Who knows what kind of questions they asked and what she answered? It's what New York Times or whatever it was wanted to put out there. Right? I'm just saying. To put what? Oh, don't even worry about it. I just said it to see, if I can ever make a goal. It's no big deal, for real.
Okay, one thing before the Gonsalves leave us, I want to speak to them about what this woman just said, Koberger's sister. The family had no idea. But let me lay something out for you, and then I will explore it more in depth with the rest of our panel. The phone records tell a very different story, Mr. and Mrs. Gonsalves, and I'm sure you already know this. But for those that don't, for the phone records, the murders of 4 beautiful students, including Kaylee Gonsalves, occurred between 4:05 and 4:20 a.m. Koberger turns his phone off between 2:30 and 4:30 a.m. He turns the phone back on his way from the crime scene back to his apartment in Pullman, 4:45 to 5 a.m. He immediately starts calling his mother around 6 a.m. Now he's just turned his phone back on, starts calling his mother over and over and over and over obsessively. She doesn't pick up. Maybe she's sleeping. Then, in a fit of anger, he calls his father and says, "Why won't she pick up the phone?" Well, she picks up the phone quickly after that, 6:17.
Nancy, listen to that shit. But where are we? Oh, shoot. Let's back it up. Can we back it up 15 seconds? Yeah. Listen to her. Listen to her impression of Brian Koberger.
Maybe she's sleeping. Then, in a fit of anger, he calls his father and says, "Why won't she pick up the phone?" Well, she picks up the phone quickly after that.
Oh my God, Nancy, I would love to see her face doing this. You guys, listen. She's like spitting out of her mouth. Listen, I'm sorry, one more time.
Doesn't pick up. Maybe she's sleeping. Then, in a fit of anger, he calls his father and says, "Why won't she pick up the phone?" Well, she picks up the phone quickly after that, 6:17. calls mom on a phone call that lasts 36 minutes. 8:03, he is now driving back to the crime scene to view his handiwork. This is very common amongst criminals. They return to the crime scene, don't know why. Why does a dog make a circle 3 times before it sits down? Don't know, but they do.
I'm sorry. Listen to her. I don't know, but why does the dog? I just can't. I know. I bet she had spit coming out her mouth. I bet you anything. Oh, Jesus, that's funny.
He calls mommy, speaks nearly an hour driving around the crime scene. Did mom tell him to go back and get that knife sheath? Did she advise him to confess or not to speak?
Okay.
Do
you guys think that his family knew, his mommy and daddy? I don't. But what the hell do I know? I don't live in their home, right? I wasn't on that phone call with them. But that is creepy. He was on the phone with his mom, driving around the crime scene. You think his dad may have? Could have. I mean, but look at, that's like Gabby Petito. Look at that case. What that mother did.
This is just 120 minutes after the murders. And he's on the phone with mommy. 9 a.m., he's back on the phone. What were they talking about? 5 phone calls over 3 hours at the time immediately after the murders. To Steve and Christy Gonzalez. You want me to believe she knew nothing? And as the sister is saying to the New York Times, we had no idea. Really? What were they talking about? Have you thought about this?
Oh, yeah.
We know more than just that. We know from some of the stuff they pulled from his phone, she sent him links to the story. So
not that same day, but shortly after.
Yeah, shortly after.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
And we know about.
Okay, that doesn't mean that they were looking out for him. Maybe they were afraid because their son is going to college there and in Washington, right? Washington State University, right? So maybe his mother was worried. Oh my God. Look at how Ted Bundy was. No, Brian Koberger is weird. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't compare the two.
They gave the bolo out on the car, and then just within a day or two, they start booking a flight to go get him. And then he wasn't coming back with that car. That whole trip to Pennsylvania was to get rid of evidence, his car, and help him clean it. As soon as he pulled up to the house, Dad jumped out of the car, moved his car out, and put his in the garage. So yeah, there's more to that too, but there's only so much we can focus on.
Okay, I got a question.
We can work on.
I know I keep muting, but I have to anyways. Okay, it was such a bloodbath, that scene, right? There's no way. Okay, there has to be blood somewhere in his car, okay? There has to be. There's no way he could have got all that blood off. That's why I find it odd that one person could do something like this, right? Oh yeah, that mother's gross. Sorry, not sorry.
But we're not fools.
Yeah. And I mean, and we do know that he was wearing gloves inside the house almost the whole time.
Yeah, that's weird.
When they went in to arrest him, he was indeed sitting at the kitchen table, wearing gloves, sorting trash. Now, whether he was doing that while the family was all sleeping, I find it hard to believe that they didn't notice that he was going around wearing gloves. Maybe he was sorting trash only while they were asleep and they didn't notice that. But Why are you just walking around the house wearing gloves? Why are you out there obsessively in your
right
car?
there, Christy. You know, this morning as my daughter was walking out, I went, hold on, you got a white fuzzy attached to your leg. And I went over and got it off, and she walked out the door. I noticed that. They didn't notice he was wearing gloves in the house.
They didn't want to notice it, is what it is.
Sorting his garbage.
Those phone calls to me are damning. They're damning. And I wonder if the mother was ever questioned about what the content of those phone calls, over and over and over, going to the crime scene, going around and around and around like a vulture at the crime scene. What were they talking about? Was she questioned? To the Gonsalves family, I beg you not to look at the photos any further. I beg you, because it's going to be up here the rest
Yeah, Nancy, don't put them on your website either.
of your life. What is your message tonight, Mr. and Mrs. Gonsalves?
You know, it really is just, you know, with society changing the way it is, and people, so many people having access to it via the internet, and being able to get these pictures, they fall in the wrong hands. And it's just...
Everybody's a news network, but never, they don't have the education to be
I
a
mean,
journalist.
an 18-year-old TikToker, you know, getting them out there and just
I wouldn't have
spreading
done the
them.
right thing at 18 either. So
Yeah.
it's just, our leaders have to be better than this.
And we are no different than people in the past. I'm not trying to say that we're better, but things need to change. It's a time to change this.
You know what? For the first time ever, Mr. and Mrs. Gonsalves, I completely disagree with you. I think right is right and wrong is wrong. And there's no excuse for that. There is no excuse for hurting the victims' families for your own monetary gain, for a moment, for another click, for a higher rating.
I have no idea who's hurting this family. That's how much I don't pay attention with this mess. I find it sick that there's people that think he's innocent. I'll leave to take a call and come back to a different chat. What does that mean? You're in the right chat.
It's wrong. As I've told my children, if it feels wrong, it is wrong. There's something wrong when you feel like, is this right? It's not right. When you feel those tingles or you feel hot, when you're saying something or doing something, stop. Because it's wrong. And your conscience is telling you that's wrong. So I can explain it away with the times they be a changing.
Okay, with me right now, it's a moral thing. It's not right or wrong. Because I feel us going through it, these crime scene photos, is not wrong, right? It's what you do with them, okay? And I'm sure there's a lot of idiots out there, just saying. But right now with me, it's a moral thing after hearing them speak, right? Now I'm conflicted.
That doesn't cut it with me. But please know tonight, you are in our prayers as always, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Convicted quadruple killer Brian.
Okay. I sure wish Rhonda was here, because Rhonda would have a lot to say. And I just want to remind people what's on Nancy Grace's website. Very graphic pictures, mind you. Hold on, let's go up here. Yeah, let's go up here. I just want to show you, let's see, all the cases. Ruby Frankie's son, those are bad. That OnlyFans model, Dylan. Child Family Massacre. Is that the hiker one? No. Andrew whoever, ex-Florida mayor, Kelsey Barrett, Jeffrey Dahmer, Manson family, Ted Bundy, Teresa Sievers, those are bad. Jodi Arias, those are really bad. Who's this one? The nanny that unalived two children. I think that was in another country. No, it's in New York. And then Versace, Manson, Model White, and the O.J. Simpson. Remember she talked about that? And what did we see? All that graphic stuff. Let's see how many get scrubbed from the internet. Because I knew this. When I started listening, I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen all those photos on her website. Let me go to them right now. Guarantee she had these pictures up on her site too. They've been up for years and years and years. Actually, it started with just Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, I would say 6 years ago, 5 years ago. There was only, I think, a couple cases. But look at all the ones she's got now. She's got a lot of them now. What do you guys think? I need some opinions. Not mine. Not mine, you guys. That's why I'm here. Because there's still 1,000 pictures for us to go through. I think she needs to stop being a damn hypocrite. Okay, my main thing though is Kaylee's family talking about this, being very, very upset, calling us trolls, right? And I'm not a troll. I'm not out there making big money. I'm not out there zooming in and trying to find something. What I picked up on is the knife shield. That's what I picked up on. I'm like, oh, here we go. Right here. That's what I said something about. So it's like it's a moral thing at this point. It's not right and wrong. It's a moral thing. All right. Nobody got anything to say? Dun, 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 dun. Donald Trump. Okay, let me tell you something else. I'm gonna hit on something right here. Okay? She can bitch about one family picture being out there because she has others posted. Well, there's 3 pictures that are out there, and they're not direct pictures. People are looking in like mirrors to see if they see something within the mirror, right? They're looking in the light bulbs. That's what people are doing. I'm not going to show, right? Because it's mainly their deal is about Kaylee. It's about Kaylee to them. And Maddie. All right. I want to bring this up real quick. I try to stay away from this shit because it's just because of people and how they are about this. Oh shoot. Oh no. People, the stories you've been hearing out there in Minnesota, right? There's been so many untruths out there, okay? Well, why don't they just look at the pictures up that they want to see? I don't know. Okay, this little boy's been plastered all over the place. They said this little boy was detained and is on his way to Texas. And then there's another picture saying that they were using this little boy to trick his father, which is a criminal, illegal alien. What happened is the father seen ICE and took up and abandoned his child. Abandoned his child. That's what happened. All these fake stories out there. There's his dad right there. So that's just something I wanted to clear up. Yeah, his dad abandoned him when he seen ICE. Abandoned his kid. Come on now. You didn't think that ICE was going to catch you? All right, I'm going to get going, but that's all I wanted to touch on for this live. Is that Kaylee's family is upset about the pictures, and Nancy Grace is funny that she has those pictures all over her website. And you cannot tell me in her 10 years that she was a prosecutor, she didn't say anything. Thank you for being here, Misty. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that came through and everybody in the bushes. All right then. Bye-bye.